Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I will talk about the new Zenkai cooler, King Cold and the LL Metal cooler, some teams you can use them in LOE and Frieza Force, some replacement lists for Regen and the movies. They will be timestamped in the video bar so you can go to where you want. But let's start with this new Zenkai cooler, which is a really good character for TOP. He's gonna have very nice stat at maxed Zenkai 7, 14 star max art boost. Of course you can remove the art boost, it's not a big problem. He's not friendship 10 for me, so friendship 10 is gonna be similar with much higher key restore. He's gonna have some nice HP, very high strike attack, and he's gonna do a lot of damage with a base of 80% damage inflicted, and he can stack twice 20%, so he's gonna be around 120% from turn 3, and it's gonna be super good in terms of damage. In TOP, anything above 100% is good, especially if it's a Zenkai who Zenkai buff himself and have higher stats. He's gonna also sustain pretty well. He has 30% damage received, and he can himself twice 2%, which is really good. And finally he's gonna crit sometimes, which is gonna do extra damage because he can get crit rate here from the ability when he's below 70% HP, which you won't see too much because he's super tanky and he has base 20% crit rate. So this character is one of the best strike movie or LOE character you can use. He's really good. If you have him Zenkai 7, I would really advise to use him. And let's get to the next character, which is gonna be Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler is a new LL, so he will be decent regardless. If you have him 7 star, he will be good. I would say he isn't like core in any team, but if you are missing a character in movies, Regen, LOE, he's gonna fit perfectly fine. He's not biased towards strike or blast, he has some equal stat, and his Z ability is a double defense, which is pretty decent. Now let's get to the TOP stat. He's gonna start with 2541 key, a little bit more because mine is friendship 9, and he's gonna get no key in the kit, which means he's not gonna be super fast, but he's gonna be okay in terms of speed until he gets to turn 3 where he gets 20% key, but it's not as important. In terms of damage, he's gonna be fine, 100% damage inflicted. He can get some damage when he gets hit. It's not the best ability, I don't like it too much because it's RNG based, and he can debuff on range, which is a decent range, it's not the best either. I would say he will sustain well. He has the restore HP up to 15% and 20% damage cut. He has a double defense ability. He can hint himself turn 3. So it's just an average character. If you are missing someone, you can put him in your team. He can fit in basically every single team he is in, like every tag here, LOE, Regen, or powerful opponent, and also movies. He's gonna be fine in strike or blast based team because his stats are quite similar. Of course in strike team he will be a little bit better, and I will show you a couple of composition later. Now let's get to King Cold. King Cold, he is heavy strike and he has only LOE as his team, so you're gonna use him in LOE teams. He's not even powerful opponent. Weapon wielder is not a team, so doesn't matter too much. In terms of stat, he's gonna be okay. He has decent strike attack, decent defenses. I don't have him art boosted, of course. He has a base of around 2400 key recovery. It's gonna be higher when he gets to friendship 10. And he's gonna get extra key recovery 20% here. So he's gonna be well above 2900, I believe. 2800, and that's pretty fast for a character. 80% damage when he starts because you're gonna use him strike anyway, and he's gonna get 15% damage cut. The 15% damage cut is not the best, but that's fine because he's gonna heal himself on attack twice, and he can heal himself when he supers, so he's gonna sustain okay, not the best, but he will be alright. He has a premium cover change because it's below 50% HP, which is really good. You can save character when they are around 50%, not when they drop very low in HP. It's similar to Frost or Kefla. He does decent damage, he's pretty fast, not the tankiest, but he will be okay. And he will be a solid character for strike LOE, plus LOE not too much. Now let's look at some LOE team and the replacement lists. But before, let's talk about star. For King Cold and Metal Cooler, they can be at least 7 star, but I would really advise 9 star for King Cold because he's not super tanky. However, if your team is super high star, or if you have the Zenkai Revival Frieza, he's gonna be okay at 7 star with the Zenkai buff, or your team gonna compensate with the stars they have. For Zenkai Cooler, Z7 7 star is okay. He's super good. He doesn't need too much stars. For any other character I will talk about the video, you can look on screen and please pause if you need more details. For friendship, it's important. If you do not know, friendship increase your stat and it can go up to friendship 10, which will give you 5% extra stat. It will make you tankier, attack faster, so you will outspeed opponent more often, and is super important for TOP, especially for bot character or older character. They need it for tankiness. Now let's get to the replacement list for LOE, and I updated it from last week where I talked about Frost, or 2 weeks ago. I would say Metal Cooler is a second on Blast team. He's good but not as good, and he's a first on Strike team. Basically, if you do not have Ultra Golden Frieza, he will be a very good replacement for him. For King Cold, he's a fourth on Blast team. He's not really Blast based. It's just if you do not have any character and you're missing only one, you can use King Cold. And on Strike team, he's gonna be a first because he's super Strike based and very good in battle. Now let's get to some team for LOE, and we're gonna start with the healers. There are the 3 healers for that tag. You're gonna have Revival Frieza, who is gonna work on Blast or Strike based team. He's pretty good healer. You have the Angel Golden Frieza. He's the best Blast LOE healer. He's really good in battle. And you're gonna have Frost, who is the best Strike based LOE healer. And I would say I would use 2 healer if possible, if you have 2 of them. For Strike team, Revival Frieza and Frost. For Blast team, Angel Frieza and Frost. But only one is gonna be enough, to be fair. It's not a big problem. We're gonna start with Blast LOE team. We're gonna have the non-LL team with only 1 healer. So if you have Angel Frieza or Revival Frieza, you can use this team. And 2 weeks ago on the Red Frieza Zenkai video, I showed you how to build an LOE team from scratch as a free-to-play or a beginner. I will put a link in the description so you can check it out if you want to. And basically in this team, you're gonna have the healer, anyone you want. You're gonna have free-to-play third form Frieza with Zenkai Frieza. He's Zenkai buff him, so he's gonna be pretty good. Yellow Angel Frieza, one of the best for the team. This old full power Frieza. This free-to-play Brody. If you don't have him, you can use Metal Cooler or Green Cooler. And you're gonna have this Green Cooler if you don't have one. This Green Golden Frieza, sorry. If you don't have one of the Zenkai. This Green Golden Frieza is basically free to play. You can get him from the Let's Go Legends event and Zenkai him with the USTR. If you are missing one character, you can look at the replacement list, just go back in the video. And same concept here, just with 2 healer. When I use Revival Frieza, I prefer Metal Cooler because he's Zenkai buff him. When I don't use Revival Frieza, sorry, I'm gonna use Broly instead because he's a little bit better than Metal Cooler in battle. You can also use third form Frieza if you want double red. It's gonna be fine too. If you do not have Angel Frieza, you can still use a non-LL team. Just replace him with one of the free-to-play I showed you, or replace him with an LL like Metal Cooler. You can replace him with the Frieza Force LL like Nappa, the Screen Vegeta, and so on. Now, if you have Metal Cooler or Nappa, I would advise this team. You can Zenkai buff with the first form Frieza. If you don't have first form Frieza, just replace him with someone good like Revival Frieza if you want double healer, one of the free-to-plays I showed you, or just check the replacement list. Here is with the greens. If you have Ultra Frieza or the Vegeta, one of them is gonna be fine, and you can build the team like that. I would just advise to not have 3 greens. For example, if you use Angel Frieza as your healer instead of Revival Frieza, remove one of the green here and use, for example, third form Frieza or something like that. After that, we have a Ginyu Force team. This decent Berter are blast based. These guys can work in strike or blast team. That's why I'm not gonna advise Ginyu, who is more heavy strike. After that, you have a healer. You can have double healer if you want to. Yellow Angel Frieza. If you don't have Yellow Angel Frieza, use one of the replacement. If you do not have full power, use one of the replacement, and you're gonna have also the Zenkai Frieza, who is pretty good. Now for strike team, it's the same as the Frost video. There isn't much difference. You go watch the Frost video. The difference is just you added Metal Cooler instead of Golden Frieza, and we added King Cold as a replacement if you do not own one of the characters. Red Cooler is gonna be pretty good in battle in these teams too, and just basically go back to the Frost video if you want to. Frost is the best healer for this team. If you don't have him, use a Revival Frieza. If you don't have Revival Frieza, you can use the Green Angel Frieza. Now let's get to the replacement list for movie. The Metal Cooler, he's basically just gonna work in any type of movie teams. If you are missing one character, or if you want one good character in your blast or strike movie team, he's gonna work perfectly fine. Double defense ability, not too much bias for his stats, and he's just a good option to have. If you have him above 7 star and you are missing one character that you want to rely on, you can add the Metal Cooler. For Red Cooler, he's more strike based. I would say he's a third option for blast movie, but for strike movie he is pretty much a first option. He's one of the best to use. For Metal Cooler, he's still a second option for strike movie. Basically, you can go to the team building guide for movie, and you can find the blast teams. You can use the Metal Cooler in any type or any team here. For strike team, it's the same. You can use him in any team and he's gonna be fine. Here is the strike movies. He's gonna work pretty well in any team. He's gonna work well in strike region since he's regen. He's gonna work on PO based movie. He's gonna work on any basically team that is decent, and he's gonna be pretty good. But I would say have the Gamma, have the Red Pan, and have the Metal Cooler, and fill out the rest maybe with Piccolo and something like that. If you have Red Cooler, he's also gonna work super well on strike movies, not on blast movies I would say, because he's so strike based. You can see here he's on the strike PO movie before Zenkai even. He can work instead of this red Tapion. He buff red movies of course, and he's gonna Zenkai buff the Pan. You can have Metal Cooler, Red Cooler, Gamma, Pan, and last two characters that you want. And you can go back to the replacement list if you want more details. Now let's get to Regen and the replacement list for that team. Same vibe for Regen. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be a second option for blast team or strike team. I would say both iteration of Regen have better character. For blast team you have the Piccolo, the purple one. You're gonna have the other purple Piccolo. You're gonna have for example the LL Cell, the blast based one. They're all better than him, but he's gonna be fine if you do not own one of them. And I would say he's not as good in Regen like in movie, because he doesn't have the ability. Of course he has the powerful opponent one. However, a lot of Regen are powerful opponent. It's just the Piccolos are going to be affected. Characters like Fat One Hercule, Red Shannon, and stuff like that that are Regen not powerful opponent are not going to be as good with Metal Cooler. But if you are missing someone, you can add him to your Regen, or if you have him very high star, you can add him in your Regen. He's going to work in blast team or strike teams. Same here, this is the replacement for strike teams. I would say strike teams you have Garlic Jr. who is better, you have the Zenkai Cell who is better, and the LLDKP who is better. But he's also, if you don't have one of them, he's going to be a decent second option. Now for Regen, for the teams you can use him on, it's basically the same as the DKP one for strike based team, and blast based team is going to be the same as LL Purple Cell. If you can go to the Regen video, you can go to chapter here 750 where blast LL with Purple Cell is, and you're gonna have some option. I'm gonna mute that so you don't listen to me twice. And that's basically it for Regen. You're gonna go to a DKP here so you can see which option you can use for strike Regen team. That's basically it. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna have in the description the video with Zenkai Red Frieza. In that video I'll show you how to build a beginner team for LOE. We're gonna have the team building guide for Regen and movies, and also the first one if you want to build a strike LOE team. Have a good one and goodbye.